Welcome to Round Glass. Thanks for joining me in this meditation on the 7 ingredients. I'm Sarah Blackburn. If you have ever been curious about what the Buddhist monks and nuns meditate on, this session is for you. I'll be sharing a modern take on a traditional warm-up meditation called the 7 ingredients, which has been used for hundreds of years across Tibet and now in India. And this is a powerful meditation that is designed to remove obstacles and help you build positive energy in your meditation that you can take out in your everyday life. Now, before we dive in, as usual, I would love to hear from you. I have a question. What do you think makes a meditation powerful? And if you want to add that in the chat, I'll quickly share the plan for this session. We are going to think about that very question. What makes a powerful meditation? And I'll share with you my idea of what that is. And then I'll go through this meditation with you, explaining the 7 ingredient meditation and why it in particular is so powerful. Then you'll have a chance to practice the actual meditation. So let's dive in. We have been talking about visualization for the previous few sessions, and I'll let you in, there was a grand scheme to that. It's because the meditation we're doing today has a very strong visual component to it. So we'll be bringing everything together in this meditation. And in response to that question, what makes a meditation powerful? I'll tell you there's actually no official answer, but I'll give you my personal opinion, and you can see how it matches up with what you think. The first thing I think makes a meditation really impactful for our own mind is the actual state of mind that we hold while we meditate. By that I mean that container that you train in can have certain qualities like being bright and vivid and holding a certain awareness and attention that can really help whatever you're meditating on be powerful for you. And that ties into the second thing that I think makes a powerful meditation, which is, what is the thing you meditate on? The object of meditation also can really impact our mind and our life. And the reality is that some objects of meditation can be super powerful, and others, they can do something for you, but they may not have as powerful of a long-term effect. And then the last thing, in my opinion, that really will amp up your meditation is how consistent you are with it. If you can create a habit of meditating where you return over and over again to the same thing and really build that state of mind that you want to have throughout the day, it can really transform your inner world and the outer reality that you're in. So that's my opinion for powerful meditations. And like I said, the monasteries also have an idea of what will be a really good way for monks and nuns to transform their life. And they came up with this meditation called the 7 ingredients. So as you might have guessed, there are 7 steps to this particular warm-up meditation that are all designed to move your mind in a very particular way. The first step is that you bring to mind a mentor for you. Someone who really inspires you. Often they'll call it a spiritual guide. And you imagine they're in the session with you. You actually visualize them seated in front of you, meditating with you. And then the second step is, traditionally, you would make offerings to that person. But if that's a little too traditional for you, you can also just sing their praises. Notice what qualities that you see in them, and maybe you imagine yourself telling them about how kind or compassionate you see them. And then the third step is this thing called a mental purification. And that's a moment when you think back about something that you've maybe done recently that you think you could have done in a different way. And then in that visualization, you imagine yourself telling the mentor about it and listening for any advice. And then in the fourth step, you actually do the opposite. You think of a moment when you did something super kind or positive, and you rejoice about it. And also you tell that spiritual guide about your goodness, about the qualities that you are cultivating really well. And then in the fifth step, you invite that mentor to help you grow, to guide you, to have a more open mind and a different outlook on life, if that's what you're looking for. And then in the sixth step, you ask that mentor to continue to show up for you in that way. May they always inspire you. And then finally, in the seventh step, you offer up any insights, any moments of clarity or goodness that you may have experienced in the meditation. You offer that out to others in the world, so that that whole practice of sitting down to meditate brings about a change in you, but also impacts the lives of others in the world, so the people around you and perhaps beyond, which you might not be aware of. All right, so with that, let's begin the meditation. Get yourself in a position where you can sit comfortably for the next 15 or so minutes. Oftentimes that means getting the lower half of your body settled, so you can plant your feet on the floor if you're in a chair, or if you're seated cross-legged like I am. Make sure your legs are comfortable enough that you won't have to adjust too much. And then root down through your sit bones, bring some dignity to your spine, relax your shoulders, and if it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes or cast your gaze downward and just pick one spot and look at that one spot if you choose to keep your eyes open. And then let the body further relax. It's nice to use the exhale to release any lingering tension. Begin to withdraw your senses inward. So letting go of the visual stimuli, any sounds around you become part of the meditation. And withdraw from the outer world, turning your mind inward to the breath. And you can let the breath further relax the body. If there happens to be lingering tension, use your exhale to soften through those areas. And then begin to really hone in on your body breathing. Let the sensations of inhale and exhale take the center stage in your mind. And then any thoughts that want to compete for that spotlight, Reassure them that you will tend to them at the end of this meditation. But for now, they'll have to sit in the audience and observe. So we'll take a few moments on your own to follow the sensations of inhale and exhale in your body. Now we'll begin the visualization. So imagine that someone who truly inspires you is coming to meditate with you today. And it can be someone that you know personally, perhaps a friend, a colleague, or maybe there's someone you've never met, but who has helped you deeply in some way. Maybe it's the author of a book, a public figure or speaker. Whoever comes to mind first is just perfect. So see this person. Join your meditation. You can visualize yourself seated in a perfect location for meditation. And then this person joins you, faces you in the same meditation posture. And as they appear, you sense their kindness. You see in their eyes they are happy to meditate today with you. And they are ready to be of service in any way you need. So we'll spend a couple moments just picturing yourself seated with this meditation mentor. It's just you and them. And then the second part of the meditation is to either make them an offering, think of something you could give them that they might enjoy, and then visualize yourself giving this thing to them. Or if that's uncomfortable, you're welcome to sit with them and share some of the reasons why you admire them so much. You can tell them you've noticed their kindness or their intelligence, whatever it is about them that deeply inspires you. So on your own, a couple moments to share something meaningful with this spiritual guide. Moving on to the next step, which is to look at your mentor and share something that happened perhaps in the past day or so when you feel you could have done something better. Any moment where you know you were short with someone, overly critical of yourself or someone else. Find a moment where you know you could be better, and then tell this guide about that moment. As you share with them, you see that they are filled with love and acceptance for you. And think of something simple you could do the next time you're in a similar situation that's more aligned to the way you would like to respond. So take a few moments again to brainstorm what you can do different next time. And if you're comfortable, you can also share that with your spiritual guide. And if you happen to notice any noises coming from my side, you can always incorporate those into your meditation. They can help remind you to stay connected to this mentor and what you are doing. And we'll move on to the fourth step, which is to think back over the past day or so, and this time find a moment when you were the very best version of you. So when did you have a moment of kindness? And it can be as simple as holding the door open for someone, giving your best advice that you hoped would help another, or maybe being gentle with yourself. And again, remember that moment and share it. Tell your mentor about it. Be sure you really rejoice and feel good about that kindness you did. And as you look at that person, you see that they are filled with love and joy at your spontaneous acts of goodness. So really celebrate with them your own impulses towards positivity. And then ask this mentor to help you increase your capacity. May they show you ways that you can open your mind and your heart and aspire to similar qualities that you see in them. Ask them to help you learn and grow. The sixth step is to make a wish that this person continues to inspire you. May they pop into your mind in those moments when you need it most. Ask them to continue to be a role model for you. May they stay in your world as a powerful source of inspiration. And then finally, the last step is to reflect on any insights you may have had in this meditation, or perhaps recently in the past few days, and share that insight with others. You can dedicate it by maybe imagining that it flows out of your heart and reaches them. They have a spark of insight as they make contact with that inspiration or insight. Or Or you can send out a wish in your heart that your efforts made here have a great benefit for you and for others in your life. So take a few moments to dedicate in whatever way feels authentic for you. And then begin to reconnect with your body breathing in this present moment. Notice the sounds around you and the sensations on your skin, the feeling of the floor or the cushion beneath you. And then in your own time, you can begin to bring yourself out of the meditation. Start to move your body and open your eyes. All right. So now that you've had an opportunity to practice visualizing in a powerful way that can have a long-lasting effect on your mind and your life, I hope you'll be able to take some of that with you in your future practice of meditation and into your daily life. And as usual, I like to share a little bit of what I have found comes up for people when they do this practice and they're just learning the 7 ingredients. And a common question is who to bring to mind for that spiritual guide or that mentor. And some advice I have for that is that the first thing is it should be someone that you really like, that you adore, someone that really inspires you to grow and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And, they say if each time you do this meditation, if you can bring the same person to mind, that can be really beneficial. But if not, that's okay too. You can connect with different people. And actually, this particular meditation was especially profound for me because I used it as a way to connect to some people in my life who had passed away. And it really gave me a special way to be with them. So that's an option of who to bring to mind. And then the last thing I'll say on that is just to remember why something like that would work. And it has to do with the fact that whatever we put in our mind makes an impression on us. It has an effect on our mind and on our life. And there's something about noticing positivity in someone else that's a little bit easier for us than to recognize that goodness or that potential within ourselves. So it's almost like a sneaky way to get to those qualities that you see in another, like kindness or love or, spiritual intelligence, and put it outside of yourself. But I remind you that when you do this practice, ultimately, it's just you and your mind. There's no one else there. You're sitting on a cushion, you're thinking about someone else, but it's you and your visualization. So keep that in mind as you do this practice. And I hope that you really get as much out of the 7 ingredients that I did when I first learned that formal meditation. So that's all we have time for now. But I remind you that you can meditate with Round Glass live every single day. So join us tomorrow and again, same time, same place. And also check us out at round.glass and on our app. And then I'll be back next time. I'm looking forward to meditating with you then.